Hey folks, and welcome to this live show on World Guitar Day. Can you hear me okay? Hey Gareth, greetings to Manchester, and Jordan from Warrington. How you doing? Good to see you here folks, really good to see you. How's the mic sounding? Is it okay? And level of the music behind it, is it okay? Really difficult because I can't monitor it here, but hopefully you're all really well. So, tonight, hey Terry Tickler, good to see you my friend, really good to see you, thanks for tuning in. And really it's just going to be a bit of a celebration because it is World Guitar Day today, and so just wanted to do a quick live show, and I'll take some questions, won't make it long, and I have got a little treat because we have got the vote that you put together for the world's greatest guitar riff. So that all coming up. So that should be fun tonight. So, hey Lance, thanks for coming on and thanks for modding tonight. There's also Beer and Guitars. Hey buddy, how you doing? And Alex from Leeds. Nice to see you. Thank you. Yeah, glad you approve of the purple glow. Can you hear this all okay? All sounds good. Thank you, Gareth. Excellent. Superb. And Ian from Ireland. Hi to all my good friends in Ireland. And especially to you, Ian. Thanks for tuning in tonight. So I'm glad it sounds all right. I've hopefully got a little bit of music in the background. It's all a bit new to me, again, because I haven't done the OBS broadcast since the 100th video. That's a good point. Can you hear that? I hope you can hear that one behind. That's my good friend Sean's track playing in the background there. So I'll take any questions live. And also I will do a few of the shout outs to some of the new subs, and also I'll answer some of the comments on the channel that I haven't got round to answering previously, and we'll go over and do that at some point. So please feel free just to chill out, grab yourself a drink, and we'll be around for I think about half an hour. Sounds good to me, if it's good to all of you lot as well. Really excited to be celebrating World Guitar Day, and I wondered whether or not any of you had seen any of the other videos around the World Guitar Day. I think, let me just have a double check, because I'm just going to confirm for you. There we go, World Guitar Day. I've got Team Rock up at the minute with a nice picture of Jeff Beck on there. I think that Joe Bonamassa did something for it, and I saw a few things earlier that said that Joe Bonamassa had done something. But yeah, there's the Team Rock. Have a look. There we go. There's the Team Rock site for World Guitar Day. So I don't know if anybody else seen anything. Let's have a look. Hi from Spain. Hey, Rogers Guitars and stuff. Nice to see you, man. Thanks, 93 Mathis. One, all sounds good. Good news. How's the beard going? Hey, I trimmed it especially for you tonight. I had a bit of a shear all over and trimmed it up a bit. It was getting really, really fuzzy, and I didn't want to take on fluff. So I hope you've all been enjoying, by the way. I have, watching the GitCon videos. Some great stuff going on over there. Looking well trimmed. Thank you. I can't say your name, but you are a detective, my friend. So yeah, I was watching a few of those videos, and I thought it was a great idea. Really, really great work there from Henning Pauly, and congratulations to him and everybody that got involved in that, because that was a real good event, and I watched quite a few of the videos from there. There were a few that were not my cup of tea, but then nobody forces you to watch, do they? What do we got here? Rogers Guitars and stuff. Can you explain how do you set up the Wilkinson bridge in order to have it floating? It's exactly the same as any other bridge, Roger. It's that you need to make sure that you get the claw on the back of the body and get the tension right, so that hey from Holland, nice to see you, so that you don't have the springs too tight that it pulls the trem bar up, and not too loose that it sits down the body. So it really is just a case of adjusting at the back. I can show you on one of the Milton guitars. Bear with me. So here's Pinky. Here's Pinky. Hopefully you can hear me. And at the back you'll see that there's a claw right there. And oh, it's really difficult doing this back to front. And you get the springs and you tighten these two screws until you get just the right tension. And in fact, this isn't perfectly set up. As you can see, it's sitting slightly forward. So yeah, some work could be done on that to make that a little bit better. But fundamentally, the Wilkinson's no different to any other trem really. Most of them have the claw to attach the springs to just at the back of the body. Hello from North. Is that Catalina or Carolina, I wonder? Hey Cliff, nice to see you. Andrew asks, what's happening with the Milton? Well, I have been in touch with the Indian factory, and at the moment I'm trying to bridge the language gap and the language barrier, and that's proving even more difficult than with China. So what I've been doing is I've been toing and froing with them using Google Translate. But it's peculiar because there are so many call centres in India that I thought, well, that most of them would speak pretty good English, but just maybe that the guy that I'm speaking to isn't that fluent. So I want to get it absolutely right. I've sent them some pictures, I've asked them some questions, and I'm not absolutely convinced yet that India's the way to go. I'm trying to make some contacts in Korea and also in Indonesia as well while I'm at it. So it's coming on, and it's not on the back burner as such. It's just I'm taking my time to make sure I get it right. What have we said here? So that was Andrew's question. Would you recommend a Tune-o-matic setup on a telly as Rossi did on his old green one? Well, Tune-o-matic bridge, if you don't want to have a trem on the guitar, then they're as good as any other fixed bridge. I think in a way you've got a little bit more control over them than a single bar fixed bridge, but it's really a case of personal taste. I find that one of the things that annoys me about the Gibson Tune-o-matic. Hello, Draw with Big Tour from Washington State. Hey, how you doing? And Rob, what up? Hey, how you doing? Sorry, going back to that. Yeah, I just find that it's sometimes a little bit painful on the palm of my hand, and yeah, I think that it's doable. Francis Rossi did it, as you said, so it worked for him, so why not? What about the Partocaster? Really like that series. Do you know what? I was absolutely certain that some of you would ask me about the Partocaster tonight, and I'd intended to try and make a couple of videos to show you while I was in the middle of the podcast or in the middle of this live show. I was hoping to have a video made, but time got away from me, and it took me all the time I had to make the world's greatest guitar riff video for you. So I haven't done that, but I have got something to show you. It's no longer in the cupboard. There it is, and all ready to start working on. I actually got it out because I keep promising everybody that I will get back to filling this body in. You'll see all of the dents. Look, I mean, seriously, there's some nasty, nasty dinks on this, particularly that one. Don't know if the camera's showing that very well, but yeah, not the most fantastic state of affairs at the minute, but she loves falling over this guitar. Yeah, I will be finishing the Partocaster. Are you planning to finish the Partocaster? And the question I have, would you think it's a good idea to change out Epiphone pickups for some better ones? Do you know, who's that? Ian. I think with pickups, it's like this whole Tonewood debate, which I'm going to do a video on soon, by the way. But I think it's a matter of personal taste. If you like the sound of the Epis, why change them out? If you don't, then yeah, sure, give something else a try. But it's... I don't want to preempt anything in the video coming up, but if you don't like the pickups, they are a huge part of the sound. So, yeah, by all means, change them out. What Epiphone is it? Oh, sorry, Jordan, you're asking... Getting involved in the chat between you now. Loving the purple lighting. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, that's cool. Just thought it was a bit more interesting than looking at the white walls. Hey, Phoenix. Hey again, CJS. Hey, Fioria. Good to see you. Excellent. Gareth. I tend to use a wooden block behind the trem block that sets in the floating position and tighten the claw. That's a good call. Yeah, I like that. And then when it's tight enough, it should just slide out on its own. Really good idea there, Gareth. I'll give that a try on the next one that I put in. So I forget who asked that question, but it's a really good solution to getting the tension just right. What do we got? Hey, hello, Grobnob, the guitar troll. Nice to see you, Alex. I have a bass that looks like that. Full of mojo, love it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of relic guitars, so I really do want to finish this one, and I promised I would. And the only thing really left to do is I've got some pickups for the Partocaster, and also to respray it and show you the finishing work, which I will do. What are we? Les Paul Standard. Nick, hi. I missed why you weren't buying Chinese guitars anymore. Right. Yeah, thanks, Grobnob. Dents are good, leave them alone. Well, yeah, okay. But going back to you, Nick, the reason I'm not buying guitar... I'm not saying that I will never buy a Chinese guitar again. In fact, I would quite like to do some reviews of an Agile, perhaps, Harley Benton, and there's a couple of other makes out there that I think are well worth checking out. So I'm not saying never, I'm just saying I'm never buying a fake again, and I've decided to move the production of the Milton guitars over from China, possibly to India, but possibly to Korea or Indonesia as well. So that's what I said. It wasn't that I've stopped entirely and will never do it again, but you know, I think there comes a time when I've done my bit, and I hope that looking at the way things are going, UK border force seem to be cracking down on it still. So, you know, I've done my bit. I've done my job, I suppose. Have you ever tried an Epiphone Les Paul Ultra Rogers guitars? No, I haven't. Have you? What's it like? And do you have any stuff that you can link to for us all? Be good to see some videos on that, actually. Hi, John from South Wales. I'd swap them out, maybe look for second-hand Gibson pups. Yeah, well, why not? Yeah, it's a really good call as well, because if you can get a set of second-hand pups, they're going to be a lot cheaper, and it gives you a chance to try it out. I have to say, I thoroughly recommend the Iron Gear Tesla Shark, and from what I've heard, the bare knuckle pickups sound great as well. But I really like the Iron Gear Tesla Sharks, or the 58 set from Iron Gear. They're really good as well. I don't... No gig tonight. Hey, Dave, great to see you online, man. Really, really cool. It was so fun to catch up with you down at the Brewers Arms. In fact, in about 45 minutes, I'm possibly going to be heading off there again tonight. So, great gig you did, man. Really, really love your playing. Really love your band. And it was a delight to meet up. And as I said, hopefully we can do a collab sometime. So, give us a shout. And good to see you here. Thank you. Fioria says, I don't like factory relics, but every real ding bash tells a story which I'd keep. Yeah, the trouble with the dings and bashes in this is I was supposed to be doing it up, and every time I got a finish on it, I think I dropped this about 4 times or something ridiculous, which was crazy. But yeah, I'm going to try not to drop it again. Stop picking it up. So yeah, if it was things that I'd had from playing it live, then yeah, I'd probably leave them in it. Hey, Starfire Mal, just caught you in time. Good man. Well, you haven't missed much. We've only been here about 15 minutes. Any update on the guitar seized by Border Force? David says. The answer to that is no, absolutely nothing back. And to be honest, I didn't expect to get anything back because they were going to destroy it. So as far as I'm concerned, it's probably been destroyed, or it's in the boot of one of the customs workforce car, and they've taken it home and enjoying it and passing it off as a real Gibson. Rogers Guitars, check out Wilkinson guitar pickups. Yes, they are amazing. In fact, all 3 of the Milton prototypes have got Wilkinson pickups in them. They're all a vintage style humbucker. And in fact, Pinkies are coil tapped as well, which sounds lovely on the split coils. Good evening, CJS from West Yorkshire. Good evening, Sean. Good to see you, my friend. Wilkinson is a shout. Bare Knuckles also really good brand to look into if you're into the darker side of music. Yeah, absolutely. The Bare Knuckles, I was listening to a demo of some of those the other day on YouTube, and I was thinking that I might give them a try in Mitzi. The thing is, I don't really want to take the Tesla Sharks out because they're so good. So what I might do instead is perhaps put them in one of the MT1 prototypes. I've got one of each colour that I've only ever really compared and contrasted, never really played. So I could swap some of those out, but there we are. Sean says, what are your thoughts on vintage guitars and Harley Benton? I have a Harley bass that works beautifully. I've played a couple of vintage model guitar or branded guitars in the local guitar shop, and they seem about the same sort of standard quality as the Harley Bentons, and they're good value for money. They're pretty cheap, and everything I've had, well, both that I've had from Harley Benton, one of which Pete's got now, they've both been great. I'm really quite impressed with some of the stuff coming out of China. I just totally disagree with people knocking off the big name brands. So, and also I think they do a worse job with the big name brands than they do on the Harleys and the vintage, because they know full well that there's going to be QC on the buyer side for those guitars. So they're pretty careful about that. Rob says, cracking down on illegal immigrant guitars, are they? Yes, they are indeed. Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, they are in the UK anyway. Unfortunately, not so much in the US, which I'd like to see, but really that's not my place to get involved with that. We all think alike in pickups. Yes, we do indeed, Jordan. Yeah. Hey, Flow Forth Instruments. You are good to see you, my friend. You're here tonight. That's really good. You're slacking, you said. More China guitars on my channel lately. Oh, right. Okay. I'll go and have a look. I haven't been over for a little while. I had a bit of a accident on Monday. I had a slip on a wet floor and done a bit of a damage to my left foot. But yeah, I haven't been out and making videos on guitars, so I will be. And also, I was prepping for tonight, to be fair. Yes, Tesla Sharks are really tasty. Grob, if you want to go and have a look at either of or any of my Mitzi videos, the purple Les Paul custom, I put some Tesla Sharks in that a subscriber very kindly sent me, and I just love those pickups. Definitely worth trying out. Sean says, CGS, could you do a full guitar show-off video of all your guitars, Chinese and others? Oh my word. Yeah, I could, but it's going to take a while. I think at last count I've got in the region of 35. So yeah, I can pull a few out. But you know, I was hoping to have a new guitar to unbox tonight, as you know, and that will be done before we do anything else. So, Furia, she wants to be a relic. Yeah, okay. We'll call her Phoenix, and she can be relic later once I've got her looking really nice. CGS, you going to put up any live gig vids? Yes, I am indeed. In fact, I put 2 videos up recently on the channel of my band and I having a bit of a jam out in here. And in fact, we've just had a little change of heart, and the singer started playing the keyboard as well, just to add a little bit of thickness to it, to the sound. So we're going to go back into the rehearsal studio rather than recording out here for a bit, and we're going to get our groove on a little bit with the keyboard, so that hopefully we'll be in a position to do it soon. Hopefully. Rob says Greco Les Paul copy guitar guy here. Any quick thought on their line on Grecos? I've seen a few videos, or at least I think I've seen a few videos on them, but I don't know enough about them to make a comment, my friend. So I will check it out, and if you've got any links that you can shout me, send them over. Terry Tickler, hey buddy, do you think the confiscated guitars should go to music education programs? I think that's a really, really great idea. Really, really good, Terry. Yes, I do agree. Ed, good to see you, my friend. Ed Dana from Ashtubula. And Dale as well. Hey, Dale, good to see you as well, mate. From New York, Rochester, New York. Hey, it's really good to see you guys. Thanks a lot. And Dave O'Cunningham. Hey, how you doing, my friend? Furious says, Bare Knuckle have been getting good reviews from everyone I speak to. I know a guy in a touring band called Meta Prism who has them in his Waghorn Custom. Check on Waghorn out, by the way, his work is beautiful. Yeah, no, that's a new one on me, man. Perhaps it shouldn't be, but no, not heard of that one before, but I will check it out. Thoughts on Floyd Rose Bridges? I have an RG A42T, which stays in tune quite well as long as I don't attempt to use any strings above the gauge 11 on it. Yeah, well, I have to say that I've got at least 5 or 6 guitars, I would say, with Floyd Rose bridges on them. The PRS Torero has got a Floyd Rose. The Jackson Soloist has got a Floyd Rose. The Charvel 3DR's got a Floyd Rose. What do I think on them? Well, they used to be the way to keep a guitar in tune, didn't they? With the locking nut and locking bridge pins. But I think these days, what Paul Reed Smith are doing and what the Wilkinson bridges are doing in a lot cheaper way is they're just making heavier blocks behind the bridge, and they tend to have pretty stable tuning. If it's a big lump of metal that needs to move, then they tend to be a little bit more stable. So Gareth says, I've just acquired an old Westone Thunder. The bass. I used to play a friend's Westone Thunder 1A guitar. It was an active guitar. So if you remember, I don't know if your bass is the same, but it was basically it was bare wood with a few darker pieces running through it. Amazing tone, and maybe that's where tone would come from. Who knows? Yeah, good man. Really, really cool. Excellent. Alex says, have you ever played a US Gibson? Yes, many times. And not really my favourite brand of guitar. They're very slinky, aren't they? They and for somebody that's got poor vibrato control like I have, but I've been working on it, to be fair. I've just found them to be a little bit too wobbly for me, and yeah, there's something about the scale length. Although you'll probably see behind me, I've got Greenie Moore 2 out at the minute. That's because the guy that I gave Greenie Moore 1 to is coming over for dinner tomorrow night, so we'll probably have a little jam with the 2 Greenie Moores, fingers crossed. 35. What madness is this? What 35? No idea. Maybe there's 35 watching. I don't know, it says 37 here, but there we are. Rogers guitars and stuff. I haven't tried the Les Paul Ultra 3 yet. It features Shadow Nano Mag picks. Oh, right. The pickup. It's a magnetic pickup, which makes the guitar sound like an acoustic guitar. I've seen, that rings a bell, that Nano Mag. I think I know what you're talking about. It does sound really, really acousticy. But yeah, I will check those out. How do you feel about a telly neck on a Strat? I think it looked cool. I think it looked really cool. In fact, I've almost got a Strat headstock on my MT1 tellies, haven't I? Hey Phil, great to see you, man. Really good. Have I ever tried a Kayla trem? No, I haven't actually, Ed. I have had a Kayla locking nut that I put on the guitar that I built from an old bar. Actually, it was literally from an old mahogany bar, and I put a Westone Pantera graphite neck on it, some sort of composite neck, and that had a Kayla locking nut on it. But no, not a Kayla trem. But they were as good as Lloyd Rose's back in the day. What's the news on this Maple Neck PRS you're getting? Davo says. Yeah. What's the news? Yeah, perhaps they can let me know. I will give the guitar store a ring tomorrow and find out where they've got to. I bought one when they were announced on the 28th, and yeah, still no news. So, I'm sure it's okay though, because it's from a reputable guitar seller here in the south of England. So, hey Top Search, hey, just tuned into your channel this week. Top Notch channel, greetings from Northern Ireland. Thank you so much, that's real kind. Thank you, my friend. Furia, did it just die for anyone else? Oh no, but the stream health says it's good here. So sorry if it's dying for anyone. Did I watch any of Henning Pauly at GitCon? I said that right at the start, Ed, just before you got here. Yes, I did. Really impressed with what Henning managed to pull together there. There was some good videos. There was some really interesting stuff. A lot of videos now coming out. Some people releasing probably too many for me to watch all in one go. And I don't know if I'll get round to catching up with them all. But I watched a lot of the Phil X jamming out, and that man can really play. I just adore his guitar playing work. Talking of guitar playing work, how would you guys, we're probably, I would say, approaching about the halfway mark now. Would you like to find out who you voted as the greatest guitar riff yet? Or do you want to leave that for a bit later? Oh, that's really kind. Thanks, Sean. I've been on your channel for almost a year now. I like your music style. What are some of your influences? Hendrix, Berry. I was talking about 35 guitars. 335. Yeah. That's really, really kind. I am very, very heavily influenced by the Beatles. That was, my dad bought me the Red album when I would say when I was about 7. And I played that on rotation until I wore the grooves out. And we are going back into the old days of proper vinyl there. And that really switched me on to music. And I was always a Queen fan, and David Bowie were big influences. And then I got into Van Halen and Iron Maiden and all the rock stuff. And I still love all of that. But I still go back to the Beatles, I think, when I'm very heavily influenced when I write. So, yeah. Hi from Croatia. Hey from Croatia. Nice to see you in there. Vonimir, is it? I take it that's a silent Z. Too bad you can't get Rondo stuff. Yes, I really wanted to try an Agile because everybody says that they're really good. The background music is loud. Is it? Okay, my friend, I can do something about that. How's that, Ed? Is that better? I didn't want it too loud. Yes. You're correct, Detective. It is like that, and it can't be said on air on my channel anyway. I could call you BS, Detective. Yes, that's very good. Very good point. Yeah, thanks for that, Grob. What colour PRS? Now, you're going to have to wait for that, Davo. Lane, good to see you. Been a long time. Yeah, you're going to have to wait, but I promise it will be worth waiting for. I think most of you know my favourite colours. CGS, just for fun, Blackmore or Page? Oh, how could you ask that question? Oh, now I'm stumped. Well, Jimmy Page is the classic, isn't he? Because let's face it, Led Zeppelin are the godfathers of rock and roll. But I do love Blackmore's playing, and I've covered more Blackmore numbers. Trying to think of the one that we're putting together for the band at the minute. Gone. It's probably written on the piece of paper over there on the set list. I could get off my lazy hindquarters and go and have a look, but we'll wait and see. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Blackmore, my friend. I think I'm going to have to go Blackmore. I know that's not going to be popular. That's easy. It's Gary Moore. Oh, yeah, Gary Moore. Yeah, absolutely. Gary Moore. Huge influence on me. We, in the band that I was in with my buddy who I gave the gave Greenie Moore to, we were both heavily into Gary Moore, and we just used to make compilation tapes, and we'd call it like God Live, and we'd send them to each other because we literally thought he was God. Maiden are cool, yes they are, my friend. Still cool, even after all these years. Hey, 123 Kelly Gibson. Ed, I had the Beatles Red and the Blue albums. Yeah, I had the Blue album as well. Wish I still had those copies on vinyl. Yeah, me too, my friend. They're just classic. Although our friend from Croatia saying music's better now. Oh, music is better, the level. Sorry. Great stuff. Yeah, sorry about that. Thanks, Dale, as well. Yeah, great. Okay. I'm now working out that I'm probably about half a page behind you guys on the comments, so I'm really sorry about that. Sean says that I recently did a project for college on analog tape recordings versus digital on computers. What are your thoughts? That's easy peasy. Now, the great thing about the new digital equipment is that you start from a completely clean base, and you can introduce all of that old tape warmth either with plugins, or you can use old equipment and you can get that feel back. But what you can't do is you can't clean up the analog. So I like the digital, I really do. I love the warmth of analog, and I'd still try and achieve it with plugins and the like, but it just gives you so much more flexibility when it's completely crisp and clear like digital is. So yeah, I hope that maybe you came to the same conclusion. Did you? Rob says, I'm the guy that emailed you about further Les Paul content, talking about Greco. Got a few vids on my channel. Yes, I remember, Rob. I'm so sorry I haven't got round to making that video yet. I've got a few emails in my inbox of people that have given me great ideas for more content when I asked for it, when I stopped buying the... Excuse me, that water's gone down funny. When I stopped buying the Chinese guitars. So I have got that, and I will be following up on that. So thank you for that, Rob. Porridge is on BBC. A remake. Yeah, you can't beat Ronnie Barker. It would be nice to see a denim blue PRS. They are gorgeous. Yes, they are indeed. And the real ones certainly look a lot better than the Chinese copy that I got. First off, have I ever tried Santander guitars made in Korea? Well, I'd have thought they'd have been made in Spain, but there we are. Don't know they're still produced. I've not heard of them, not seen them. Am I ever stuck for lyrics? I don't really often get stuck for words, but can do. I think the thing with writing is that you've really got to feel it. You've got to have a reason to write. You've got to have some motivation. And if you haven't got the mojo and the motivation, it's really difficult to write, particularly lyrics. We can all jam around, and actually I end up just noodling and practicing scales and whatnot if I can't write anything, if I'm trying to. But yeah, I think everybody gets stuck for lyrics and ideas. Yeah, I love Page and Blackmore respectively for the bodies of work. Yeah, totally, Ed. I think they're both incredible players, and I couldn't agree with you more. Menzo Ferrato, blasphemy. Eric Clapton was the god. Well, yeah, he was one of the originals. Let's face it. Page, Beck, Clapton, Blackmore to an extent. They were all out there and around and about. I think. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly before I lose it. Thanks, Earl. My buddy Peter is great, and we're going out to see him next year. So really, really looking forward to that. Yeah, I think that they all are of their time, and they're all of their influences as well. They've really influenced so many other players. It's impossible not to credit them for that. So all marvelous players. What do we got? Bad Company, the ultimate rock band. Anyone remember them? Well, why didn't you give us that as one of the options for the greatest riff of all time? One of their numbers. Most overlooked guitarist in the 70s, Mike Oldfield. Yeah, very good. The Tubular Bells, wasn't it? I think. Yes, he's got a distinctive style and playing. Yeah, for sure. Prefer to record a guitar amplifier or cabinet. Yes. Totally agree with you, Sean. In fact, if you see over my shoulder here, I've set up the orange Dark Terror to go through the Harley Benton 212 Vintage 30 cab, and I've mic'd that, and then I've put a big flight case in front of it to kill the sound so that it doesn't bleed over everything. So yeah, I'm very much for recording with valve amps. Yes, sure. If anyone's looking for a neck for a Strat, go on Amazon. Oh, I've missed it. It's just gone up the top. Fancy doing a collab at some point, buddy? Yeah, why not? Give me a shout. Shout me up in the email. This is all going fast now. I can't read it all in time. Are we? Don't start this debate. My music theory teacher is mad for the blues and can school anybody from a mile away. Love it. Yeah, Chris Cornell. Yeah, what a great guy. RFC Pilot Australia. I just turned on my phone and had a notification saying China Guitar Skeptic has gone live. Hope I haven't missed too much. I love your videos. Bless you. Thank you so much. That's really kind. You've not missed a great deal. You've missed about 38 minutes at the minute, according to my clock. But it's really good to see you, and greetings to you over there, my friend. Yeah. Jeff Beck. Yeah, Jeff Beck. Great. He's got a real distinctive style. I love the way that he plays with his fingers and his thumb as well. A little bit like Mark Knopfler, who's another incredible guitar player. Really distinctive, a little bit like Oldfield, actually. Cheers, thanks for considering checking my channel out. No worries, man. I always check the channel out. Just give me a reminder in the email. I should have put an email along here, shouldn't I? ChinaGuitarSkeptic@gmail.com. Just send me a link and I'll be sure to go over and have a look. Shifted my China guitar buying one of those DIY kits. Excellent. Well, it'd be really interesting to see you doing that. If you're making videos on that, I'd love to see that. I've been considering doing one myself, but I don't think I can really justify it until I get the Partocaster finished. So, yeah, can't get enough of your love. Love it. Bren Fricker loves the Harley Benton 2. Yes, I think this Harley Benton cab that I've bought with the vintage 30s in is just by far and away the best guitar cab I've ever plugged into. And I've got an original, I think it was 80s 1960A angled Marshall cab, and this thing knocks it into a cocked hat tone. It's really nice, but it doesn't have greenbacks in my cab, so they are Celestians, but I don't know, I can't remember what they are now. Ever tried Line 6 Variax? Greetings from the Budget Pedal chap. Hey, how you doing, man? Great to see you. Thanks so much for the interview the other day. I don't think I have tried the Variax, but I could be wrong. But I've seen obviously lots of videos on it, and I love the idea of guitar modelling as much as I love the idea of amp modelling. But, you know, what about a fiberglass guitar? Is that tone fiberglass though, Earl? Yeah, anything you can make it out of. Bonamassa just got paid. Oh, yeah. Love it. Thoughts on Ian Lemmy Fraser at Mode Fraser? Not quite sure what you mean there. I've missed something, I think. Ian Lemmy Kilmister, maybe you're talking about, or is there somebody else? No. Maybe try a kit someday. Bargain Musician and Pitbull Guitars both have beautiful super Strat with dragon necking. Oh, nice. Sounds good. Yeah, R.I.P. Lemmy. If that's who you're talking about, Sean, then yeah, he was a true god. Absolutely. One of the originals, and a really nice guy as well. I was gutted when he died. Best valve amps, Soldano? Well, I absolutely love this Dark Terror, and it does me for my sort of music. Soldano, yeah, I love their clean tone. I really love their clean tones. Not completely sold on their driven sounds, but there we are. Wife bought me an American Gibson for my birthday a couple of days ago. Oh, you're a lucky man. Well done. Good for you, Phil. A Les Paul. Les Plus. Kelly's moving home next week. Once setting up my studio, send over some riffs. Yeah, do that, man. That would be really cool. Love to do that. Beautiful guitar, about 2/3 thickness of normal Les Paul, weighs 4.9 pounds. Wow, that's light. I think I remember telling everybody that the Mitzi, the purple one, weighs about 11 pounds. Really heavy. Got the GeForce tuners, which got some negative feedback, but I think they're great. They're not the automatic ones, are they? I don't think they are. I think GeForce. Are they? I don't think they're called. I think they were called. It had something tuning in it anyway. What do you think of Lou Cather from Toto? Yeah, really good. Hey buddy, give us a tune. I'm giving you loads in the background here, my friend. I'm playing all of my tracks that I've put up of my work onto on the back of videos, so it's just playing in the background for you here. I have to say, I'm not really sort of doing the channel to play for you. I'm not that good a guitar player, but I will give you a tune at some point, definitely with the band. Thomas, hey Thomas, hi CGS, how's things today? Hope it's all well for you and the family. Best for me. Thank you. Yes, we're all well, other than my foot, which I hurt slipping on the bathroom floor. I managed to take about an inch long chunk out of my foot and bruised it all the way down. I couldn't drive for a couple of days earlier in the week. So, yeah, good idea. I could do some videos about pedals. Black Star. I like the Black Star Range Furia. I'm never sure I say yours right, but sorry about that. Black Star HT5 is a pretty good amp. Is that the 5-watt valve? I think it might be. Like the Dark Terror, eh? I might have to look into one for my bedroom. Definitely do it, Rob, because this thing just sings, and it's got a much better range of tones than it would lead you to believe. You can get a real nice, clean sound out of it. I know it's not for that, but and then the breakups are just absolutely gorgeous. What are your thoughts on cash converters? Oh, the pawnbroker shops allow Chinese copies to sell. Well, it's illegal to sell them. So what I think is they're breaking the law, my friend, and they shouldn't do it. So I'm totally against it. I've got to say, I've got to enjoy, this is Davo, the transition of this channel from Chinese guitars to guitar-related things. Been a sub since the start. Generally like watching your channel. PRS is the best. Thanks, Davo. That's really, really kind, my friend. I so appreciate that. And it's lovely to have people like your good self that have been there all the way through, and people that have stuck with me despite the change of direction. I really do appreciate that. So really cool. Thanks, man. How many watts on the Dark Terror? It says it's 7 watts or 14 watts. It's got a switch. And I never go off the 7, even with the full band in normal rehearsal conditions. It's just so loud. How on earth do you go from Bowie, Rock God to Van Halen? Well, I love all sorts of music. There's very little that I don't like. I can listen to everything from punk and death metal right the way through to classical and find some nice tunes in it. And I think anybody can. Any plans to release any of your tunes, Alex says? Well, I kind of have. They're there for you guys on YouTube. A little bit like I always say, I don't see music as a competition. I also don't see it as something to flog. So, you know, I put it out there for free and I give it away. And if ever we get gigging, that's maybe I'll accept a few beers. Yes, they're the auto tuners. I thought they might be. Yeah, I just didn't know. I thought they had something. G-Tune they were called or something. The Gibson tuners. But yeah, it's great, especially when you can program in different tunings. Not that good guitar player says, bah, ha, ha, ha. Oh, I think that's a compliment. Thanks, Ed. Bless you. Well, yeah, I don't consider myself a good player, but then that's because I haven't got the discipline to sit down and practice as much as I used to. When I was 14, I used to practice for 8 hours a day. And I just, with work and life, you know how it happens. But yeah, I just enjoy it. And bless you. It's really sweet of you, Ed. Thanks so much. It's really, really kind. Too kind, really. But I love playing. And it's clear, so do you. And you're a fantastic player too. And it's great to hear you putting up all those gigs and stuff that you do. And I watch most of them, my friend, because I don't get a lot of time to watch these videos, but I do try and go on. Quick question, what do you do for a living? Work with music in general, or is music a hobby? Well, I don't really say a lot about myself personally, because I kind of feel that I've got the alter ego in CGS, and I'm quite comfortable to chat to people and become friends and sort of make videos on YouTube, but I don't really share a great deal about my personal life. But I do quite a bit of work that involves sound engineering and lighting work. I'll say that much. But no, I'm not full-time in the music industry. You'd be shocked if you knew what industry I am in, but there we are. Everybody has to do something to pay for the guitars, don't they? And for studios and goodness knows what else. It's not much that's all that interesting, my friend. So yeah. Blast that. Yeah, it's a little bit late over here. It's coming up for 9:45. Actually, we've only got a quarter of an hour left. I really do need to go at 10, guys. And I can't pump that up full volume. But I tell you what, I haven't actually also got it plumbed into the desk because I'm using the R16, the Zoom R16 to put the mic. This is the Rode NT1A going through the DBX to try and get rid of some of the echo in the room, and it's just going into the Zoom, and I'm using that as an audio interface. And I've got the guitar mic plugged into the X32, which is all switched off at the minute. So, what are your thoughts on PRS Guitars Custom 24? I love PRS. Fury Aura. Excellent. Thanks, my friend. Yeah, I'll try and remember. I think you told me that before. But I'll try and remember. Fury Aura. Actually, it's even harder. I think I'll just carry on calling you Fioria. That's all right. Cheers, man. What are your thoughts on PRS? I love PRS. I think Paul's got absolutely the right approach, and I love his idea that guitar is a subtractive thing, and that the best way to get the best sound out of a guitar is not to take the sound away from it. So that's my answer to that, Doug. Thank you. BS Detective says, you're a very good guitar player. Stop putting yourself down. Anyway, the ultimate guitar riff of all time, apart from Gary Moore, has to be Freebird. Shall we find out what everybody thinks on the channel? Hey? Let's do it now, shall we? I think I'd like to. So I'll be back in a moment. I'll play this for you. In fifth place, this is a song for a band known for its musicianship, complex compositions and eclectical lyrical motifs drawing heavily on science fiction, fantasy and philosophy. The Canadian band's musical style has changed several times over the years, from a blues-inspired rock beginning, later moving into progressive rock and including a period marked by heavy use of synthesizers. It is, of course, Rush with Spirit of the Radio. Spirit of the Radio was released in 1980 by the Canadian rock band Rush from their album Permanent Waves. The song's name was inspired by Toronto radio station CFNY FM's slogan. The song was significant in the growing popularity of the band. Your fourth favourite riff, as voted on by CGS subscribers. This is a classic song by a huge global American rock band. This song featured on their debut album released in August 1988 as the album's third single. The song topped the Billboard Hot 100 chart, becoming the band's first and only #1 single in the US. Billboard ranked it as the fifth song for 1988. It reached number 6 on the UK chart singles when released in 1989. Taking the bronze in third place, this track appeared as the first track on side 2 of this band's 1980 album of the same name. Known for its opening guitar riff, the song was the band's tribute to their former singer. I am well known for the video where I didn't get it quite right when reviewing my first Harley Benton. It is, of course, Back in Black by AC/DC in your third place choice, and one of my favourites of all time AC/DC tracks. The song was ranked number 4 by VH1 on their list of the 40 greatest metal songs, and in 2009 it was named the second greatest hard rock song of all time by VH1. Number 2. A track and a band that's one of my personal favourites and a huge influence on me as I was learning to play. In fact, I'm gobsmacked that this didn't come in at number 1 from the shortlist. It's a song by another American rock band from their 1978 debut album. When the guitar player wrote the song, he did not consider it good enough to show his bandmates until a year later. It is the mighty Eddie Van Halen and Ain't Talking About Love. Eddie said it was supposed to be a punk rock parody, a stupid thing to us, just 2 chords. It didn't end up sounding punk, but that was the intention. The guitar solo was doubled in overdubs with an electric sitar. And your winner, and the best riff of all time voted by CGS subscribers, is... Layla. So there you have it, folks. The best riff of all time as voted by you is Layla by Eric Clapton. I hope you agree, and I look forward to hearing your comments. But definitely voted the top by all of you who did vote in that, and thank you to everybody who did take part in the vote. There were, I think there was over 100 of you in the end, so really pleased to have done that for today, for the World Guitar Day 2017. I hate to say it, but we're actually getting to that time of day, folks, where I've got about 7 minutes left on the clock before I'm being picked up to go for a drink. There was loads and loads of I see comments going up there. Yes, I do like metal. I saw lots of comments about Smoke on the Water and things like that. But hey, guys, I only took the last I think it was 14. To vote on were the ones that were put up on the channel for everybody else to vote on. So please, if I do these things again, just get your answers in there. It's like the video on the Hunter Hunted. Please, if you can, get those done before this week, because I'm hoping to put them all together. Love some of you to have a bit of a jam out on that with me. So there it is, Eric Clapton, and yes. Menosferato. How to say that? Told you Clapton was God. Yeah. No Smoke on the Water, no Whole Lot of Love. No, again, I didn't put any of the suggestions forward. It was all from your list of suggestions on the videos when I asked for the suggestions. So that's what went up. Nothing comes close to Freebird, does it? No Foxy Lady. No Hendrix. Shocked me. Really shocked me. I have to say... I'm not far off with that, Ed. I thought the Van Halen might come in at number 1, and I have to confess Van Halen got my vote, but I didn't put any songs up there or any riffs up there. I just put the ones up that you guys gave me. So yeah, Van Halen got my vote. Makes sense that Layla made the top. Dale says, cool, excellent. TGS's vocation, he owns a Chinese restaurant. Love it. Yeah, probably look like I do. I should be a sumo wrestler soon. That's an absolute pleasure, Alex. I've thoroughly enjoyed this, and I hope you guys have all enjoyed it this evening. Really nice. I hope I haven't been too distracting looking down at the comments here all the time. I will come back and do another one of these if you've enjoyed it. Ed, I over-shredded on Hunter Hunted and scrapped my solo. No, don't do it. Send it to me, my friend. Send it. As I said, when I put it up, it's not a competition. You over-shred as much as you want and just make it your own. That's what it's all about. I love it. No whiskey in the jar either. No, nobody put that in. But then, hey, hopefully... we'll do another one, shall we, at some point? I thought actually it may become a little regular feature of my live shows. I'd like to do some more live if you've enjoyed this, and perhaps we'll do another few top 5s that you can all vote on, coming back and do it again. Hey, it's been real good fun, and I'm gonna go and get myself a beer. But just before I do, I've got a little message for you from somebody.
If you're going to play guitar, play it on the real guitar, not on the Chinese toothpick. How do you know the difference? Watch China Guitar Skeptic.
I love that one. It's all good fun. So I'm going to go and get a beer. And I hope you all have a really, really good weekend, folks. I hope that we will do this again really, really soon. And as I say, you just keep yourself safe. And I will get on with this Partocaster. I should have an unboxing video of a PRS guitar, PRS SE guitar pretty soon to show you. I've got a Tonewood video coming up that I think you're going to really, really enjoy. And oh, sorry, somebody's putting a bass part. You put a bass part. Yeah, put a bass part to it. Go for it, man. Send it to me. Just do a video or a recording, send it to me, and I'll include you when I mix all of the videos together with my own version of it as well. So, yeah, really, really good to see you all, guys. And you take care. Have yourselves a great weekend. Cheers.